Hello and welcome to Coach Hoots' Hot Corner. I'm Coach Jared Hoots with the Brown County Hornets. I would like to thank everybody for tuning in last week on our maiden voyage. What's on tap for this episode? We break down the boys and girls basketball results from last week. We're going to preview this week's games. We're also going to break down the North Green tournament seeds for the boys. Opportunity is the subject when I get on my high horse this week. And once again, I would like to thank Steve Surratt with bchornetsports for this opportunity for the show. Our Lady Hornets went 2-0 this week. Their week started on Monday. They got a 52-47 victory at Camp Point versus the Lady Panthers. Macy Blitlinger, Belle Cook, and Katie Flynn all chipped in 13 points in the victory. In a very physical game, the Hornets did well to keep their composure and knock down free throws down the stretch for the win. Watching this game on bchornetsports.com, I tell you what, Coach Little and Coach Dixon might want to take a look at installing the wing tee, as physical as some of these girls played in this game. And then on Wednesday, the Hornets came back to the nest and got a 58-54 win over the Unity Lady Mustangs. Belle Cook and Macy Blitlinger led the Hornets with 19 points. Looking ahead at the schedule for the Lady Hornets this coming week, on Monday, the Hornets travel to Carrollton, which would be a WIVC conference battle. Carrollton was getting some votes in 1A at the start of the season. Carrollton right now, their record stands at, let me find it here, they are 5-2 right now, and they're 0-1 in conference. Hornets then travel to Liberty on Thursday to round out their week of play. Taking a look at the conference standings right now for the girls, Route jumps out to a 9-0 start to their season. They're at 2-0 right now in the conference. West Central has a win, and so doesn't Triopia. Everybody else is just getting started with their league play. Switching over to the boys' side of things, the Brown County boys defeated Camp Point 38-29 to open their season with a victory. The Hornets started off slow in the first half, but started to catch fire in the second half. Nathan Hendrick reported 16 points in the second half to lead the Hornets with a total of 17 for the game. Nathan joined the 1,000 point club for his career. The man that sits on top of the mountain for Brown County's history in scoring is Josh Babb. Josh had 18.06 for his career. AJ Cassing was second with 14.39. He's followed by Evan Busen, Adam Johnson, Darian Drake, Niles Parton Jr., Tanner Susenbach, Benji Lurch, Alex Evan, and Aaron Crum round out the top 10. Nathan will probably work his way up this list as this season goes on. On Tuesday, the Hornets traveled to Griggsville, and they won a 43-34 contest. Tate Fullerton was the leading scorer for Brown County in that game. Then on Friday, the Hornets went entangled with the number 3 team in the state, West Central Cougars. The Brown County Hornets were on the short end of the stick that night, where West Central won 75-44. The fans saw a back-and-forth game after one quarter, but after 4 minutes left in the second quarter, the Cougars showed why they're third in the state. The Cougars went to work from the free throw line and the offensive glass. The Cougars were 79% from the line and out-rebounded the Hornets 2-1. The Hornets were led by Gavin Miller, had 16 points, and Nathan Hendricker scored 11. West Central is one of the area's best teams we got going right now. They're a favorite, like I said in last week's podcast, probably to make it to state. They're a very sound team, and they have a great shot at doing something special. It's kind of interesting for me because a lot of the fathers of the sons that are on that team played in the Alsea Men's League. For you guys who don't know, the big city of Alsea is located between Winchester and Whitehall. It's one of those old school gyms where it's a double-sided half court, not much room on the out-of-bounds line. The three-point line stops at the wing. I played against most of their fathers in this league or played with them. Knowing their competitive side, I can see why these kids are so good and they love the game so much. They have to be proud watching their sons play, that's for sure. I see a lot of their dads when I watch them play, kind of the same moves. They kind of have the same style. And if any of you guys are listening to this, I do come up with 2 pieces of advice for you guys. The first thing is just enjoy watching your boys play. You guys got a great shot at a special season this year. Just sit back and enjoy it. It's fun to be a dad. And number 2, I don't think my advice would be don't challenge them to any father-son game anytime soon, unless you go to that Alsea gym to play. Just because of the fact that, on the big court, they might beat you up and down, but I think on that Alsea court, I think you can take up a lot of space in the lane and force them to shoot from the outside. That's for sure. Taking a look ahead for the Brown County Hornets this week for the boys, they go to North Green to the North Green tournament. I believe this is the 11th year to the North Green tournament Spartan Classic. Coach Brett Berry started that, I believe, my first year coaching varsity basketball. It's the 11th or 12th year. I'm not quite for sure the number on that. Looking at the schedule, the Hornets start off with Greenfield Northwestern. Greenfield is 2-0, and I know our boys are probably looking to get a little revenge from football. Since that game didn't go our way. We feed into the winner and loser of Western and Brussels. Right now, Western is the 2 seed. They're 2-4. They have three very good starters that they bring back. They have losses to Pittsfield, Payson, and Liberty in the Pittsfield tournament, and also West Central when they came out of the tournament. Brussels is... Let's see, they're 1-4. They had a double overtime loss to North Green, and they play a lot of southern schools in a tournament over Thanksgiving that we don't normally see. Looking at the other side of the bracket, Calhoun's the 1 seed for this tournament. They're 2-0 with victories over Bunker Hill and somebody else down south I can't quite remember. They start off with Pleasant Hill, which is 0-1, and then the second game is North Green and Lovejoy. North Green is 2-1. They lost to Beardstown. They beat Pleasant Hill and Brussels. They feed in. North Green plays Lovejoy. Lovejoy is 5-3. They lost to Payson in the Pittsfield Turkey Tournament Championship game by 6, and Payson's a very solid club. They also play some southern schools that we don't normally see. I know, talking for some people that watch the Pittsfield Tournament, Lovejoy is pretty athletic, and they had 2 all-tournament team members down there. So it's something to watch for going into the North Green Tournament. This tournament, I know as a coach, was always one of the toughest ones to seed because you seed and the season hasn't started yet. So you just kind of got to sell your team, and a lot of things could happen. You might have some injuries from football. You might have played in the Thanksgiving tournament. You might just got your season started. So this one's always a tough one for me to seed, and it was always tough for other coaches to seed coming into that. Taking a look at the boys basketball conference standings right now, West Central is out on top with North Green with 1 win and no losses in the conference. Brown County is 1-1. Griggsville is 0-1, and Pleasant Hill is 0-1. The overall standings right now, West Central has 5 wins, and everybody else is either 1 game below 500 or 1 or 2 games above 500. Another area local news, I want to say congratulations to Drew Winter from Route. Drew was named the Player of the Year by the High School Baseball Coaches Associations. Winner's place for John A. Logan College in Carterville right now. It is a JUCO college that sends a lot of people to the Division I level after a couple of years. Drew is a very talented young man. He was one of the probably most feared hitters that we faced in the last 4 years or in the 12 years I've been coaching baseball. Drew had a knack for contact and hitting the ball hard. Whether it's a fastball or off speed, he put the hurt on a lot of baseballs. I, for one, am kind of happy that we won't be facing Drew this year, but I wish him nothing but the best of luck moving forward. Drew is one of those type of athletes that don't come around too often. We have a shot of seeing Drew maybe playing at that next level. Hopefully getting paid for his baseball fortunes at the pro level. So good luck to Drew and congratulations on your award. Drew was coached by Bobby Lonergan. Bobby. Lonergan right now, he's 12-year coaching career, won 9 regional championships, won at a 673 clip, 1 state championship, got second in junior high baseball this year for our Saviors. Bobby's team's always competed at a high level. He's put pressure on your defense. You had to prepare for him like no other baseball team that you face usually during the season. They would put pressure, they would steal, they would bunt, they would hit and run, always very fundamentally and well coached. Bobby's always had good things to say about our boys here in Brown County whenever we played them, offering advice or offering compliments all the time. Right now, I just want to take time to wish Bobby luck in everything that he's going through right now with his situation, and hopefully see him out here this spring when the Hornets play Route. Today on the High Horse, we're going to talk about opportunity. Looking back on my career in sports, I've been blessed with many great opportunities in my life. I started to reflect this week on my many opportunities after watching a Garth Brooks special that was on A&E. It was a two-part series talking about Garth's life and his rise to the top. Growing up, Garth was the man of music, being with Capitol Records right there in Jacksonville, Illinois. I know he visited that a couple times, and he was the man on the spot when it came to country music. He's one of the greatest performers of all time. In one of his interviews, he talked about never passing on an opportunity when it's given to him. He told the story when he was in Nashville. When he moved to Nashville, they went to 7 different recording labels in 1 week to try to get that recording deal that he so wanted. Everybody told him no, it wasn't what they were looking for. That Saturday, he had a performance at the Bluebird Cafe, which is one of the predominant cafes in Nashville that young up-and-coming artists and songwriters go to. That night, he was supposed to perform at 8 o'clock. He decided to go watch the opening acts at 5 to try to better himself or try to figure out what Nashville was looking for. Okay, when he was there around 5, the act didn't show up. The owner asked him to go and play, and Garth said yes. Little did he know that there was 3 record labels out there to see the opening act. One of them was the Capitol Records exec. After the 3rd song, he went up to Garth Brooks, his manager, just after he had told him no on Thursday, and said that they had made a mistake and they wanted to see him in the office on Monday. He saw that opportunity to do what he loved to do, and he made the most of it. He kept that motto throughout his career, never wasting an opportunity. Whether it was a stadium tour, the show in Central Park, going overseas that many country music artists did not want to do, he took that opportunity and it ran with him, and which made him the great performer that he is today. Many of you guys are probably wondering, how's this relating to sports? If you're a player right now and you don't like maybe your playing time or what's going on right now with where you stand, you need to make the most of your opportunities. You get an opportunity every day in practice to improve. One way to do it is guard the best player out there. If you're shutting down the best player in practice, that's showing your coach that you can play really good defense. Another thing you can do is make sure you're scoring whenever you're going against the best defender in practice. That's another thing that you could do to get some playing time on the court. Put in the extra time. Coaches notice when you're putting in the extra time. If you stay afterwards to shoot, or if you go to the Y and shoot, or you're asking for help, good things will happen if you work hard. Right now when I go to the Y and go work out, and I see a bunch of our football players right now are in there putting the time by themselves, just not organized. They're in there, they're working hard, they're wanting to get better, they're wanting to get bigger, faster, stronger for next year. As a coach, I take note of that. If they have that self-determination and drive to go out there and get it done, it shows me that they really, really want to get it done. Also, if you're a parent, big thing is don't sweat the small stuff. You have the opportunity to watch your child play, and that opportunity goes by fast. 4 years in high school goes by fast. Now, obviously, if you're a junior high parent and watching this, you have a little bit more time. But your job as a parent is to be there to support them. Sit back, enjoy it, watch them, be proud of them, help them out when they need help. It's over way too quick. And to my fellow and coaches and teachers that are out there, we have the opportunity each day to impact students' lives. It may be simple as saying hi every day to that certain student that may not get that, or just to listen to them because they have nobody to listen to them at home. They just want some type of communication between people. In closing today, just remember, when opportunity knocks, don't open the door, kick the door down. Take, for example, I never thought I'd be doing a podcast, but look at the opportunity that came up, and here we are. This has been a production of bchornetsports.com. This is Coach Jared Hoots signing off. Get out and support your BC Hornets this week, and remember, make sure you're living life like a 3-1 count. See you next week.